G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video we are going to take a look at the brand new TEQ, LR Goku Angel and Vegeta Angel unit, otherwise commonly referred to as the TEQ LR Gogeta. Now they are a connected hope and a new time limit category lead. The time limit category basically being fusion units plus a couple Super Saiyan and SS3 Gokus, and also featuring the Vegetos from the Dragon Ball Super anime. In terms of their super attack effects, they have raises attack and defense on their 12 and their 18 key, and they will cause mega colossal damage on their 18 key along with colossal damage on their 12 key. In terms of their passive, it's pretty impressive. It is attack and defense of 120%, reduces damage received by 30%, and they have a high chance of randomly changing key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, plus they gain an additional 2 key per rainbow key sphere. They also have a medium chance of launching an additional super attack. So right off the bat they have a pretty decent passive, and honestly, since you're going to be transforming them most of the time, I do honestly suggest going for the additional route. The double raising a defense plus the 30% damage reduction makes them very good defensively, and makes them super solid overall. Their active skill, which is their fusion, can be activated from the 4th turn of battle if you have 70% health or more. You then have the Saiyan warrior race, experienced fighters, the Saiyan lineage, shocking speed, prepared for battle, fierce battle, and legendary power as your linking abilities. And honestly, they share these links with quite a few units. It's a pretty decent link set, and they have a full range of matching links with the strength Vegeta, as essentially they are the exact same card. So that's a very big plus from this perspective. In terms of categories, they're on quite a few, but Super Saiyans, time limit category, fusion, final trump card, all of those are going to be solid categories for them to be on. Along with Connected Hope, they are a big buff to that category and the powerful comeback. Obviously, once they fuse, they do change somewhat. Their leader skill remains the same, however, they gain the ability to lower attack and defense on their 12 key compared to just raising on both their 12 and 18 key. Apologies, they lower only on their 18 key. Silly of me to say that there. Then in terms of passive, they have attack and defense of 150%. They also are attacks effective against all types, and they have a great chance of performing a critical hit. They will randomly change key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, and they have an additional key of +2 per rainbow key sphere obtained. They have key +5, reduced damage received by 30%, and they foresee enemy super attacks for 5 turns from the turn of transformation. When an enemy is hit by their 18 key, any unarmed super attacks will be nullified, essentially meaning they will seal any non-guaranteed super attacks. You can tell what you're unarmed by the red fist logo that they will have above that character's portrait. So pretty damn interesting from their perspective. Yeah, it's an interesting ability to have. In terms of links, they do change quite a bit. Saiyan warrior race becomes golden warrior, expert fighters becomes super saiyan, the fused fighters link switches in for Saiyan lineage, and they get kamehameha instead of shocking speed. So their link set is pretty good. Honestly, they're a very good unit, and yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be very happy with this unit. The animations are great, which we'll take a look at just now, but overall they're very effective and provide a massive amount of utility to any team. So we'll take a look at them first on a time limit based team. This is going to be a team that's basically a fusion team for the most part, but you can run the time limit category with a couple Vegeta blues. It's a bit weird that they didn't put the Vegetos on, considering they essentially retconned how the Patara earrings work on mortals, but I guess they want to keep it that at the time, because they thought they didn't have a time limit. I guess they're not on the time limit category, which is fine by me. It's just you know, a bit strange, I guess, to see blue Vegetos on, but not normal Vegetos. But it's not really the end of the world. It would be nice for the category, but, you know, it's, you know, it's a small matter. So they're here on rotation. We'll take a look at them. They have 120 or so thousand defense, which is pretty rock solid. They obviously paired up here. There's no real support active, and to be honest with you, they, you know, look fine. 2 point something million attack stat, which is, you know, good. It's not a bad attack stat at all. But they're going to raise that defense. They got that damage reduction. There was a medium chance to fire an additional super attack. Overall, a good opening turn. Not the best, but they don't have a lot of their links, you know, activated. They don't have any support, and realistically, that was just the opening salvo. So we should see a marked improvement from them. So you'll see here, obviously we're now going to push on to this next turn. So we've got them here. They are linked between the LR Goku and Vegeta Angel Super Saiyan. They actually only share 4 links with this unit, which is a little bit of a shame, because, you know, if they'd shared maybe one more link with them, it wouldn't have been so bad. But they share some decent links with them already in their base form. They actually gain one more link with them when they switch over to their Gogeta form. And then if you manage to get the physical one to transform, you actually have full links active, which is pretty nuts. We can see here that there's been a nice increase in their attack stat. Obviously this is a unit with a single dupe, and I brought it along for comparative purposes, just so we can kind of see the difference in performance of these units altogether. But they're going to have great defense, especially after they super so many times. As I suggested before, additionals are going to be the way to go. So you can frequently see this kind of double and triple super attack kind of turn from them, which is obviously really great and just makes them so good defensively with that additional damage reduction and everything activated there. So you can see here we've got 4 links active. We'll have 4 links in that, you know, second slot there. We are getting a bit of support here, which is good. And we'll be able to take a look at their defense. Solid 127,000, which is good for the 55% unit. Remember, they have 30% damage reduction. They will raise their attack and defense on their super as well. So honestly speaking, it's actually honestly not that bad. They do have a little bit of defense to gain as well from their link set if you link level it. So overall, you know, perfectly fine. A good attack stat as well. Definitely looks a lot better with that support, with those additional links active. A good point for the 55% unit. Very happy with that. Remember, no equipment or anything on these guys. So yeah, really good. Remember, they gain a ton of power by transforming, ton of utility, a ton of ability, that effective against all types. They gain a high chance to crit. They really do beef themselves up once they transform, so it is something you're just going to have to be aware of. And we'll watch them transform and we'll get back into it. So yeah, really awesome transformation, great animation as well, and banging soundtrack to accompany it. So really cool, awesome moment, wonderfully captured, really well animated. You can see here we've managed to get quite a few of our links activated, well, a decent amount of links activated. Obviously we share quite a few with the Super Saiyan Gotenks here. And a really good attack stat. Remember, we have a great chance of this to be a critical. It's attack effective against all types already. So immediately very impressive. And we get that really cool fluffy haired Super Saiyan end screen, which I just think is fantastic. So yeah, honestly, super happy with Gogeta. We'll transform him here again, by the way. So I'll let you guys enjoy this moment again. So yeah, just let you guys enjoy that moment twice. I don't know, I just really appreciate when things are so well animated, the music just hits right, everything about it's just done to a point of complete and utter satisfaction. And yeah, I don't know, I just truly enjoy those moments a lot. On this rotation, pretty much the best we're going to see out of him. We have 122,000 defense, which is good. That 30% damage reduction is active. We've got the ability to foresee super attacks. So right now we're sitting in a very pretty place. We're just only missing a bit of support, but 122,000 defense, damage reduction, foreseeing super attacks. We're going to raise our defense on our super attack as well. And we have a decent amount of links active, pretty much everything active, which is obviously very good. And a fantastic attack stat there. Remember, there's plenty of space for us to go here. We've got link leveling, gear, additional gear. We've got tons of things that we can place on this unit. And this isn't truly the peak of his power. You know, a support active, him being paired up with the physical Gogeta will be something cool. I won't be able to, well, maybe I'll show it in the video. See, I won't be able to show it in the video because it's actually quite a difficult thing to run, and I don't really want to show something that you're probably not gonna see often. But I'll make a video about it because I do think it's just something that is really cool and really awesome, and would be something awesome to show. The second team we're gonna run him on is a final trump card team. This team is pretty good. Obviously, it allows us to run some interesting combinations. We can run the Int Vegeta LR with the physical Goku and Vegeta Angel LR, along with the Strength Vegeta and Goku LR, along with the Tech Vegeta and Goku LR. So we're really kind of running into, you know, almost a full team of essentially transforming Vegeta and Goku LRs. We just have Toppo here acting as a very solid all-purpose support for this team, and a very good unit. You know, after his EZA, still holds up really quite well to the day. So yeah, this team looks really good. The only shame is the final trump card leaders have aged a little bit. Their damage is still really good, no slight against their damage. They can just suffer a little bit defensively, especially at the lower ends of the spectrum, 55% and such. One nice thing about them that I will admit, honestly, is that they gain that evasion in the third slot. So running them as floaters on their own team is honestly actually perfectly fine for them. That gained evasion just helps so much in terms of their overall performance. So we do have our good friend here on this rotation. A decent amount of links active as well. We'll have those 4 links active, which is pretty good. Toppo is going to super, giving an additional buff. We have 115,000 defense, which is a good amount of defense considering the damage reduction, considering them raising their defense on super. And they have 4 links with the physical Gogeta LR, which, you know, is a decent amount. So we've got a good little showing here. We will be able to get a nice attack stat out of them. The only problem is sometimes when they don't spawn rainbow key spheres, because it's not guaranteed until they transform into Gogeta, they can suffer a little bit for key, just because they really are, you know, shocking speed and prepared for battle are not common links that are shared on a lot of units. Fortunately for them, it's on their perfect pairing partner for this base form here. So they realistically are more than fine at that stage. But yeah, it's just something that, you know, to put it bluntly, they can suffer a little bit with, but it's not overall an issue. I mean, especially if you're running 2 of them, chances are they'll spawn rainbow orbs. You do get rainbow orbs naturally. It should realistically occur to a degree that it's not a problem. But it is something that, you know, I think if there is anything to point out, it is probably that. I think pointing out that they do suffer from orbs or key is at least something that we should point out. So yeah, but beyond that, very good so far. We'll get a look at them next turn with their perfect pairing partner and a bit of support. Honestly, I'm not going to transform them. I just want to see how they do in their base form. I think we've seen double transformations. We've got a good idea of how their 55% transformation would work. All their links are active here. We've got 116,000 or so defense, which is obviously really good. Plenty of space with link leveling. You can see them there, very unlinked leveled. We're going to max out the key. We got the rainbow orbs. And yeah, we'll just see what kind of damage they can do with the support, with everything going. We could put Toppo into the first slot and have improved their attack a little bit as well. But I think at this point it's also okay. I don't think we need to see them augmented that much. I think it's just going to give us a good idea of what their 55% version is capable of. And there we go, a very good opening attack stat there, 3.3 million or so, which is good. Very good for the 55% unit. We get that additional super attack as well, proccing, which is fantastic, and they would have done a great amount of damage along with having very good defense. So yeah, from my end, I think that's pretty much everything we need to see stat wise. For the 55% unit, incredible, very good. Obviously, if you're lucky enough to get dupes, you're going to be seeing a much improved version of the unit. But I think weighing into account all the utility they provide, honestly, they just are an exceptional unit, and I think they lead a good category. I think the Connected Hope category needed this buff, and I think also the Time Limit category, although maybe a little bit more disappointing than it could be, I think is definitely a nice category that mixes together some decent units. You know, some of those SS3 Gokus with those fusion units, those blue Vegetas with those fusion units, and it just provides an alternative outside of the final trump card team to run some units on. And with the buff of that AGL Gotenks, who we haven't used yet as well, who's a 40% support, the category does look to be promising. So we'll just take a quick look at their link set. Obviously, we're going to try and see who links nicely here. So in the form of the Saiyan Warrior race, you know, if we take a look at Saiyan Warrior race, prepared for battle and fierce battle, we get a few solid options. We obviously have our perfect linking partner, but we also have this Planet Namek Goku, who's on the Super Saiyan category and the Pure Saiyans category for them, which is, you know, a nice little pickup. You can see there's a variety of options there, so they do have a decent link set. There's nothing, you know, too bad there. And with Shocking Speed, it's a very uncommon link. If you replace Shocking Speed with Prepared for Battle, you get a lot more options. That's because it's just more common amongst Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans units, and just across the board generally. So you can see that they have some decent options regardless of key link, but ideally you'd want both, but there are very few units that do offer that opportunity. So then if we do want to just take a look at something a little bit more and get an idea of who's got experienced fighters, there are some decent options. There is the Super Saiyan Goku, who can work with them on a Super Saiyan and Movie Heroes team. Both of them create rainbow orbs, so that would be a pretty nuts lineup there. And they would beef up Goku because they do classify as the Super Saiyans category. So overall, it would be pretty interesting. And if we look at Fierce Battle, you can see a couple Gogeta and the Vegeta units. This unit does link with them pretty well. Like I said, when they transform, they gain an extra link with them to make it 5. And when they transform, they will be a perfect linking pair. It's just literally that getting them to transform is actually more difficult than it seems. It can be done, but you have to kind of get past turn 5, and you have to kind of, you know, be below 50% health, and there's like a lot of requirements to getting it done, but it can be done. And if it is done, then it's definitely a very powerful combination. So there's something that can be done. It can be achieved in longer events, things like the LGEGT. Definitely it can occur in, but beyond that, yeah, I definitely think it's something that's a bit more difficult to do. But yeah, realistically, their link set pretty good. There's obviously a set kind of unit that works with them. We're looking at Gogetas, we're looking at Gotenks, you know, fused fighter units for that second phase of, you know, Gogeta. And then if we're looking at the first phase, we're looking for things like Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, and those are going to be the more common links. Things like experienced fighters, Shocking Speed, those are good links, but they're not going to be as common. And Legendary Power, you can proc with any legendary unit. So there you go, you can see some of the fused options. Not too bad. The Strength Gogeta is a good option, the Movie Gogeta is a good option. Most Gogetas are going to be a good option, plus one or two of the Vegetas are going to be, you know, 4 link units, which in most situations is more than fine. It's just going to depend on what event and what you kind of want to run that Gogeta alongside, and then that's going to determine kind of where you go with it. But honestly, that being said, very impressed with the unit. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you like the unit? Have you tried out the unit? Did you summon for them? Did you get them? And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video, leave a comment about what you'd like to see from them. And yeah, as always, I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, bye.